Oh, you're holding them. You, you found them. I didn't mean for you to. No, I know it's my fault. I left the drawer unlocked. But I thought they were safe. Hidden. Just for me. They weren't finished. Some of them aren't even signed. Or they start off sweet and then I just trail off. Like I was scared even writing them. This is really embarrassing. I don't know what to say right now. I wasn't ready for this. For you to read that side of me. I guess there's no hiding now, huh? They're real, by the way. Every word. Even the ones where I got kind of dramatic. Even the messy ones with coffee stains and scribbled out sentences. I meant all of it. I just never meant to give them to you. I was writing them for months, little bits at a time. Late at night when everything got too quiet, you'd text me something sweet or laugh at one of my dumb jokes, and I'd think, God, you are amazing. So I'd pick up my pen and just let it spill out. I guess it felt safer than saying it to your face, because you're you. You're kind and warm and funny, and you're the only person who's ever made me feel like I could breathe when everything else felt too loud. Sorry, I sound like some teenage diary entry. It's just that you mattered to me more than I was ready to admit. And those letters, they were my way of telling you in a world where you'd never see them, where I could pretend I was brave without actually being brave. I was scared. Still am, honestly. Scared that if I told you, it would ruin everything. That you'd smile gently, say you didn't feel the same, and then slowly drift away like everyone else. Like I'd pushed you too far just by wanting you close. I never meant to trap you with those words. They were supposed to stay tucked away, just between me and the drawer. But now you've read them. You know everything. I guess that means it's your move now? You know what the worst part is? Some of them, I don't even remember exactly what I wrote. They were just pure emotion, like I couldn't stop once I started. One of them, I think the third one, that one I wrote after that night we stayed up talking until the sun came up. You probably don't even remember it. We were lying on opposite ends of the couch, and you were half asleep, telling me about your childhood dog and how he used to steal socks just to get attention. And you smiled, this lazy, peaceful kind of smile, like there was nowhere else you'd rather be. I remember thinking, how is this real? How is this person real? That letter, it ended with, I think I'm in trouble. Because that's when I knew I was in so much deeper than I thought. I'm not good at saying how I feel. Not out loud, not like this. But those letters, they're the truest thing I've ever written. Even the awkward ones. Even the ones where I went on for a whole page about your laugh. God, I really did that, huh? You must think I'm ridiculous. But maybe a part of me wanted this. Wanted you to know. Because I was tired of pretending I didn't look forward to every little moment with you. Tired of acting like my heart didn't skip a beat every time you said my name. You always say it like it matters. Like I matter. So if this is too much, if you need space or time or just don't feel the same way, I'll understand. I swear I will. I'll never bring it up again. But if there's even the smallest chance you feel something too, then maybe we could stop pretending. Maybe this doesn't have to stay in letters anymore. Maybe you could say something, anything, or you could just stay. Just stay here with me a little longer. Even if it's quiet, I could live in that kind of silence forever. I was half certain you'd walk out. Or maybe not walk out exactly. Just change, shift away, pull back from me. Like you'd still be around technically, but never quite the same again. That's always the part that hurts the most. Not when people leave, but when they stay differently. I don't want to lose what we are, what we were, but it was killing me not to say anything too. So I trapped it in ink, and all those little pages you just held in your hands, like I could write it out of me. Do you know how many nights I rewrote the same line? I think I love you. I wrote it again and again and again. Then I'd scratch it out and write something safe like, I like being around you. Like that would somehow dilute it. But it never worked. The truth kept leaking through. Do you remember that time we stayed in the car after the movie ended? We just sat there, talking, laughing. You were curled up in the passenger seat, and I had my chin on the steering wheel, watching the fog form on the glass. It should have been a nothing moment, but it felt electric. That night I went home and wrote the longest letter of all. It was 4 pages. 4. And I didn't scratch a single word out because I was so full of you. I couldn't stop it. Like you were pouring out of my chest faster than I could hold you in. I kept that one hidden at the bottom. You probably found it. It was the one folded into the little navy envelope with the gold stars on it. Yeah, that one. That one scared me the most because it said exactly what I never had the guts to say to your face. That I'd fallen for you completely, and not in a sudden, dramatic movie scene way. In the quietest way, like sunlight dripping through blinds, slow and soft and impossible to ignore once you noticed it. I used to wonder what it would feel like if you ever knew. Not in a dream or in the letters, but here, now. You and me and the truth between us. And I think I imagined it would feel like falling. But this, you sitting beside me like this, not pulling away, just listening, this feels like floating. Like for the first time, the air doesn't hurt to breathe. I guess I always thought loving someone meant being brave, charging forward, grand gestures, speeches in the rain. But for me, it looked like this: saving every text you sent, buying a second mug just because you always came over with that same sleepy look, writing letters I never meant to send, just so I could tell the truth somewhere. And the truth is, you make the world softer. You make me softer. And that's terrifying. But maybe not everything terrifying is bad. Maybe some things are just overwhelming because they matter. So, I guess I just want to ask, what do you see when you look at me now? After all those words, after every secret I tried to keep under lock and key spilled out in ink and trembling hands, am I still your friend? Or you don't have to answer, not yet. Just if you feel anything, even just a flicker, you don't have to say it perfectly. Just stay. That's all I need tonight. You're still quiet. That's okay. You don't owe me any words right now. I've filled the whole room with mine, haven't I? But your silence doesn't feel cold. It doesn't feel like rejection. It feels like you're still holding everything I said. Still holding me. That's the difference, I think. When other people go quiet, it feels like a door shutting. But with you, it's like you're making space. Like you're setting something down carefully so you can open your hands for what I've just given you. You are so good at that. Being gentle without making a show of it. And I've always noticed, even when you didn't know I was looking. You know, there were moments I thought you might feel something too. Not huge signs, not anything loud. Just flickers. The way you'd linger in the doorway after saying goodnight. Or how you'd text me the second you got home, like you couldn't stand the quiet between us either. How your eyes softened when I laughed, like you were memorizing it. But I never let myself believe. Not all the way. Because I've been wrong before. I've imagined connections that weren't really there. And I couldn't bear the thought of doing that with you. So I wrote instead, because paper doesn't flinch. It doesn't misread you. And if it breaks your heart, it's only your own hand that caused it. But you're not made of paper. You're real. And you're here. And you haven't run. That means something to me, even if you're still trying to find the right thing to say, or if there's nothing to say at all. You could reach for my hand now and not say a word, and I'd understand. Or you could sit here in this silence with me a while longer, and that would be enough too. Is it okay if I tell you something I never wrote down? Something I only ever said in my head? It's this. Please, don't fall in love with someone else before I'm brave enough to tell you how I feel. I used to whisper that when you weren't looking, when we were standing in line for coffee, or when you were distracted scrolling through your phone, like it was a spell, as if those words could somehow buy me time. But now the spell's broken, the words are out, and for once, I don't regret it. Even if your heart doesn't match mine, even if this changes everything, I'm proud I said it, because you deserve to know. You deserve all the love that's ever been kept quiet behind friendly smiles and lingering glances. You deserve to know what you are to someone, and you are everything to me. So, if this is where we stop, if this is where we stay frozen between what we were and what will never be, then I'll still be grateful, because now at least you know. And knowing feels better than the silence ever did. I didn't realize how cold my hands were until you touched me. I thought I imagined that, the way you reached out, but no, it's real. Your hand in mine. You're holding me. After everything I said, everything you read, you're still here. And you're holding my hand. You didn't run. You didn't laugh. You didn't look at me like I was crazy. You looked at me like I was someone worth staying for. I never told you about the very first letter. It wasn't even a letter at first, just a sentence scribbled in the margin of a grocery list. You smiled at me today, and I forgot what I was looking for. I kept that scrap of paper, taped it into a notebook. It felt like the beginning of something, and maybe this is what it was leading to. I never knew how to start it properly. Every attempt felt too formal, too far away. So I just wrote like I was already speaking to you, like I was curled up beside you on a couch, like this, like we were already here in this moment with nothing to hide. And now we are. I used to wonder what your voice would sound like if you ever told me you felt the same. But honestly, I think this silence is better. You didn't need to say anything. Not when your hand in mine says it all. That you see me. That you don't think I'm foolish for loving you quietly. That maybe you've been holding something inside too. If that's true, if even a little part of you feels the same, then I promise I'll go slow. I won't rush you. I know this probably caught you off guard, but I'll wait for every word, every feeling, every beat of your heart that might someday echo mine. It's funny. I thought confessing would be the hardest part, but this right now, just sitting here with you, hand in hand, no walls between us, this is the part that makes my chest ache in the best possible way. It feels like the beginning, not of something dramatic or perfect, but something honest, something real. You and me. Not just in letters anymore, but in moments, in breaths, and all the little silences that don't need to be filled. Would it be okay if I rested my head on your shoulder? Just for a little while? Not because I'm tired, but because this is the first time I've felt truly safe in ages. And you feel like home. Thank you for letting me rest my head here. It's silly, isn't it? How something so small can feel like the safest place in the world. I think I've imagined this moment more times than I can count. Not just the letters or the words, but this closeness, this feeling of being held without needing to say anything. Your hand in mine, my head on your shoulder, the steady rhythm of your breathing next to me. It's like a quiet promise, a gentle maybe that whatever comes next, we'll face it together. I want you to know every letter, every word I never sent, it's all still inside me. Every little confession, every secret hope. And now, I want to share them with you in a way I never dared before. I want to touch you with my words, with my hands, with everything I've held back. Do you feel that? That quiet electricity between us? It's been there all along, hasn't it? In every glance, every smile, in the spaces between our conversations. And now it's real, here, right here. If you want, if you're ready, I want to show you how much you mean to me. Not just with letters or whispered words, but with every touch. I'm nervous. I hope I'm not too awkward, but I've thought about this, you, more times than I can count. How it would feel to trace your skin, to learn every curve and every shiver, to be close enough to hear your heartbeat, to be the only person you want when the world falls away. If you want me to, I'll start slow. Soft kisses, gentle touches, no rush, only what feels right. Because with you, I want everything to be perfect in its own imperfect way. To write a new kind of letter, one where the ink is replaced by skin, and every word is whispered between sighs. Will you let me? Will you let me show you how much you've been loved? Not just in secret words, but in every breath, every touch, every moment we share. Hey baby, if you like what you're hearing and you want to hear more, go to my Patreon to hear the full spicy audio. I'll give it all to you, baby. Come check it out.